All right, we'll go ahead and get started with our groundbreaking. I want to welcome everybody that's here today to our groundbreaking for the junior high agricultural facility. Very exciting moment for Pickens County. And as Mr. Irwin was saying earlier, it's not often that it's fun to be a board member, but sometimes it is, and this is one of those times when you can impact the community with a facility such as this. As he was saying earlier today, this is not something that's going to be here for 5 years or 10 years. This is something that's going to be here for generations, and it will have a positive impact on the students of Pickens County. And the board is to be commended. And having said that, let me go ahead and do some introductions before I hand it off to Mr. Irwin. We have 4 of our 5 board members here today. Ms. Sue Finley, our board chair, our vice chair, Tommy Gartrell, one of our senior board members, Tucker Green, put those years in there, and Aaron Holland. Steve Smith could not be with us. He had an issue with family. We've also got several officials here from the school system. One of those people I'd like to recognize is Stacy Dillon, who is responsible for oversight of these things for the district, and we could not be in better hands. So thank you, Stacy. Destiny's here for our PR stuff. Destiny does a wonderful job with that. Thank you, Destiny. We have some officials here from Carroll Daniel. Mr. Chris Irwin. Henry, we have worked very closely with Henry in getting these plans together, and Henry is an awesome person, and I thank you for all of your hard work, Henry. And of course, we got Doug Bro of Bro and Associates. We have worked with them as architects on a number of projects, and I have thanked Doug before, and I'll thank him again today. He's always extremely helpful and willing to go that extra mile to make sure the project is exactly what we want. And so, thank you. Wouldn't be possible without Carroll Daniel. And in just a moment, Mr. Irwin is going to come up and say a few things, but we've got several representatives from Carroll Daniel. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. But I will just say that we have also worked with Carroll Daniel on a number of projects. Always very professional, always extremely helpful, whether it's building a building in 40 days or taking care of projects such as this. They are always there, ready to do whatever it takes to go that extra mile. So Brandon, thank you, and everybody else that's here from Carroll Daniel. And the boots that are on the ground, thank you. This project, while there's been some difficulties getting some of the things in that we need to make it happen quickly, it is still headed in the right direction, and as you can see on the poster, it will be a facility to be proud of once it's done. And of course, I'm just along for the ride. My name's Tony Young. I guess I should have introduced myself, but I think everybody knows me. Superintendent of Pickens County Schools. I'm just the person that kind of makes sure that everything goes well and takes credit when it doesn't. But when things go well, credit goes to the people that deserve it, and those are the people that I've recognized today, including the board. It's not easy being a board member, I understand that, but the vision of our last couple of boards and the path that they have put Pickens County on have made us a district that people come to look at when it comes to facilities. And that's not an exaggeration. Stacy can attest. It is a fairly regular event for us to have visitors from not just the secondary level, looking at our high school facilities and our junior high facility, but we get visits from college representatives to look at our facilities. I don't think very many school districts can say that, but thanks to the vision of the board, this group can, and that's something to be proud of. We want to continue to make Pickens County a district that people come to look at, whether it be for facilities, whether it be for test scores, whatever that may be. We want to make Pickens County that place that people want to come see to try to figure out how to do it right. And everybody that's under this tent today helps to make that possible, and I appreciate every one of them. So I'm going to stop once I introduce somebody that is extremely important to me. And sometimes I don't know if I can do this job without his guidance. In a few short moments, Chris Irwin's going to come up to speak. Chris Irwin works for Carroll Daniel, but he does more than that. He is a retired superintendent. So he has been there and he has done that. He knows exactly what it takes to be a superintendent, and he's been extremely helpful to me. He is my mentor through the Georgia School Superintendent Association. I speak to him probably weekly, probably more than he would like sometimes, but he is always patient, always understanding, always helpful, And I'll go ahead and also mention the fact that he is also a representative of the state capitol in the House of Representatives, the vice chair of the Education Committee. Is that correct? So extremely helpful on a number of levels. So I want to personally thank him for everything he's done for me. It means a lot to me, and I very much value his friendship. So I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to hand the podium over to Mr. Irwin and let him say a few things.
Great, Chris. Great. Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. I want to begin by commending the board and the superintendent on having the courage in these times. I look at it often from the vantage point I got. This is the hardest time in history to educate children in this state and to have the courage to step out. Now remember, this facility back here is going to start training our largest employer in the state of Georgia, which is agriculture, by the way. And y'all are doing 2 projects that you are planning. So what great vision that you have for the future of Pickens County and the state of Georgia. Largest employer, by the way. So congratulations on having the courage, the foresight, the thought to go forward in these tough times of COVID and everything else that is changing the way we do education, to do a facility like this that will change lives. I also like to point out that we've spoken quite a bit that when we build school systems today, you don't build them for 5 years, for 7 years. You're changing lives inside this facility right here for what most people are going to calculate at about 60 years of life-changing events that'll be taking place in here of training. So long after you're a board member, there will be people that will be coming in here for the instruction and carrying on in their lives with the skills that they've learned right here. So keep that in mind, board members, as you do this for this system. You are impacting many way past you. So thank you for having the courage to run. Thank you for your service. And important to us at Carroll Daniel is thank you for your relationship. The communication that you have with us as we come, we value that. We have had a relationship with Stacy Gillen for some years and really appreciate him and his communication and his skills that he has in his mind and his body. Our relationship with Doug Breaux, the architect, we've done many projects together. Doug and I have personally done projects together, not only when I was superintendent, but since then with Carroll Daniel. And we know how important that is when you're building something as important that's going to be here for 60 years. And we pride ourselves on that. We also pride ourselves on meeting our timelines and meeting our commitments. I know that Tony mentioned many of these, but I want to point them out by people if I can for a minute. Henry, hold your hand up so everybody knows Henry. Guys, I see him every day, what he does inside the office when I'm in there that keeps this on track and happening. It'd be easy to get derailed in a project, but Henry makes sure that doesn't happen. So, Tony, thank you for what you said about him. Brandon, same thing. Hold your hand. There you go, Brandon, right there. Brandon, same thing. What a team in there. So you've got multiple people lining up for Carroll Daniel, ready to keep this on track and happening, knowing that there could be problems that occur. There could be COVID delays. There could be supply delays, these type of things. And they're working to minimize that or to get it back on track. Travis, hold your hand up. Travis over there, obviously a project manager, same exact thing, just another line more on site. And then Greg, get your hand up for a second, Greg. Greg's the guy you're going to see here as superintendent, walking on this, putting his eyes and his hand on it every day. And I'll tell you, I personally trust these people. Have been working with them for years, so very proud of them. I'll also finish with saying about that relationship, and we value that. Know that is so important to us. And I think we're blessed also to have the relationship with y'all, but as I mentioned with Doug Breaux, our architect, and doing quite a few jobs with him and having done jobs in the past, and we want to keep that because that team is what it takes to get this done right and on time. and we take that very serious at Carroll Daniels. So thank you for the opportunity and entrusting us to do it. No, we're planning to be here, and we're looking forward to ribbon cutting that's going to be happening very quick here. Travis, did we talk? We're hoping some steel gets on site here maybe at the end of the week. That would be fantastic. I think you'll see this building really fly as soon as we can get some steel on site, Greg. Isn't that right? So looking forward to that. I'll turn it over then to, again, the architect that as obviously as you chose him as your architect, he is an all-star in this state. And you can tell it by the buildings around here, and we're proud to work with him. Doug Bro.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, board, and the school system for having confidence in us. And I'm going to reiterate a few of the things that Chris said so eloquently, but we're honored to be a part of these projects. We see what happens here in Pickens County. We're a small part of it, and we treasure the fact that we are and that you have confidence in us. We thank you for that. I agree with Chris. These projects go up. They're not for weeks. They're not for years. They're for generations, and they have a huge impact beyond all of our time and contribution into them. And I think that's amazing. We're happy to be a part of that. And really, just looking forward to seeing this project finished. Looking forward to the next one, which is going to have a bid opening next week. High school ag facility. And again, thank you for letting us be a part of it. Thank y'all very much.
Okay, so on the count of 3, gently toss the dirt, okay? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Good job, guys.
It's perfect.